possible death glitch during a horrific car crash, posted by anonymous Redditor. I'm going to leave some details out for anonymity's sake. Many years ago, my now ex-boyfriend and I were on our way back to my house. I would always have the same argument with him about putting his seatbelt on. As usual, he ignored me and drove without one that night. We arrived at a traffic light, and we pulled off when it was green for us. We were hit by a drunk driver who was going an ungodly speed. His car hit my ex's side, and the car all but stopped resembling a car at that point. It turned into a 3-car pileup, with our car being the first hit. We hit another car beside us in the spin that was caused by the impact, and the drunk driver went on to plow into a second car and bump a third. Here's where it gets weird. It felt like time had legit slowed down. It felt like the car just spun forever, like I was on a merry-go-round. I could also think quite clearly in that space of time, like, we've been hit and I think I'm dead. It was a very matter-of-fact thing, and it creeps me out how calm the whole experience was during those prolonged moments. I didn't leave my body or anything. It was just blackness and my thoughts and the slowed down sense of time. I wasn't in any pain. Our car finally stopped spinning and poof, time is running normally again. I was just huddled on the front seat in the fetal position. I do a quick check to make sure I can actually move, and luckily I could. Then my attention goes to my ex. He was wearing his seatbelt. He had absolutely not been wearing it before. I know he wasn't, but there he was. Unconscious and bleeding, but strapped into his seat. I had to undo the buckle to help him out of the wreck with the aid of onlookers who came to help. Everyone survived. I walked away with bruised ribs and a cut from my own seatbelt. My ex fully recovered from his injuries. In fact, no one suffered any major injuries, including the drunk asshat. Sudden memory told me what not to do, posted by Sly Fox 7777. So I was having this issue with my landlord, and I was about to push the issue since she was saying some pretty awful, hateful things to me. When all of a sudden, I had like a flashing array of images in my head that basically told me if you want to avoid the worst case scenario, do this sequence of things. I followed the words I basically remembered for this situation, which hadn't happened, emailed it to my landlord, and the problem got magically resolved. It's like I knew the different outcomes depending on my message I was about to send, and my brain said, if you do A, this will disarm the situation and everything will go back to normal. And it did. Call it following your gut or somehow seeing into the future, but either way, I'll be listening to my gut instincts a lot more now. To be honest, this whole day has felt super off. Like a lot of high energy that's clashing. Experienced a glitch in the Matrix today, posted by Borgman the Cool. I've never made a Reddit account before, but this happened today and I felt like I really needed to share. So a few days ago, my friend leaves a bottle of vape juice at my house. He texted me last night asking to come get it, and I said yes. He comes over, we hang out for a little bit, he grabs the juice and leaves. I go upstairs to eat dessert with my family. I'm up there for about an hour or so. I come back downstairs and notice my friend's bottle of vape juice still on my table. It's funny because I was there when he took the juice and left. I thought maybe he had forgotten something and come back when I was upstairs and left the juice again by accident. And this can't be mine because I don't vape. I took a snap of the juice and sent it to him, saying he left it at my house again. He snaps me back with a picture of the same exact bottle, filled up the same way. He said he grabbed his. At this point, I'm freaking out. This can't be mine. It's the same bottle, flavor, filled up the same way. I asked him if there was 2 bottles of juice when he took his. He said no. It was the only one. Really, really weird. I'm freaking out, having an eye-opening experience like, holy fuck, we live in a simulation. But I had to work early in the morning, so I go to bed pretty quickly after that. I left the juice on the table. I go to work, and I get back home a few hours ago. I'm thinking about the vape juice, how I could give it to one of my friends who do vape as a gift or something. I go into my room and check my table, and it's fucking gone. I threw my room apart, checking everywhere. I ask the only 2 other people in the house if they've done anything, and nope. It just disappeared out of thin air. My first instinct was that I imagined it, but I texted my friend and he remembered me sending him the picture, and it shows that we talked in chat. So yeah, I've talked to my friend about it, and we both agree this was a glitch in the Matrix. Super, super weird, bro. Gives me goosebumps. $10 bill turns to 20, posted by Zombreso. This happened to me today at work, and as soon as it did, I knew I needed to post about it here. Now that I have free time, I want to talk about something that left my coworker and I absolutely dumbfounded. Apologies in advance for formatting on mobile. To preface this, I want to say that I work in a fast food on an assembly line where we make things in front of customers. There's usually one or two of us on shift, and luckily today, I had someone there to confirm that I was not crazy. As many of you who work in fast food may know, it's not uncommon for customers to think their actual total is less than it actually is, or try to short you. That happened today when a customer's order came out to $16.56, and he only handed me a 10. I took the bill and told him I still needed the $6.56 from him. Mind you, my coworker was standing next to me bagging his food. He reached into his wallet to grab another bill, but stopped and looked at me and said he gave me a 20. When I looked back down, well, what do you know? It was a 20. I was way confused, but I rang him up and let him leave and rushed to the back to talk to my coworker about it. Before I could even start, he said he had seen the guy only hand me a 10. I couldn't even wrap my mind around it. It just changed in my hand. We both talked about it, and he told me I should definitely post about it too. I think that's all we talked about for the rest of our shift too, because it made us feel so many ways. I still can't fully grasp it though. When I tried looking at the cameras, I couldn't get close enough to see if it had been a 20 the whole time. But we both saw that it was a 10 until it changed. It's not even like anything had happened in between. I felt nothing at all. Just a 10 that turned into a 20. I guess the customer was just lucky and everything was in his favor today. Who knows? Needless to say, I don't think I'll be able to stop thinking about this for a while. Received a picture of something before it even happened? Posted by Macatronas. Yesterday I ordered food off Uber Eats. When the app said that my driver was approaching, I went to my opaque front door and stood behind it, waiting to hear him drop it off and drive away so I could grab the food and get back to my classes. About a minute later, I got a message through the Uber Eats app. It was a picture of a Chipotle bag on my recycling bin against the yellow bricks of my house. Well, I thought it was weird that I didn't hear his car door when he got out, or him walking up to my house, as the door is relatively thin and I can hear most of what happens outside, if I'm in my room with it. Let alone when I'm standing right next to it like I was. I heard the sound of his car door a few seconds after I got the picture. I brushed it off and told myself that the driver was just really light-footed, and maybe the reason I didn't hear his car door when he got out because he didn't close it behind him. But then I hear walking to my door. It was only a few steps between the driveway and where the picture showed me the food was set. I heard the crumple of a paper bag, then steps back away from my door before finally hearing the car door open and close once again. From the time I heard the car door the first time to when I heard it the second time was maybe 10 seconds, which is feasible for how my driveway is set up. How did he set it down? Take a picture of my food and send it to me before he got out of the car? I suppose there's a few reasonable explanations, but everyone I could think of had at least one flaw that basically disproved it.
Put it out the coupe at the lot.